this is round 7 of my Belgian tournament, so at this point I was already on 3.5 out of 6. It's quite cool. He's about a 2000 something player. He was also young guy. I think about to 17 or 16 or 17. E4, C5, knight F3, D6. Actually, the weird thing was I was expecting him to play the London system, but he didn't. He just thought he would play E4, but of course, if this is the case, then I'm quite happy. If this is his second opening, then I'm quite happy to play the Sicilian, because I probably know more about the theory than he does. F3, this is a sideline. Now if you think that maybe you want to play some normal move, I don't know, G6 or something, then you can play C4, and this is the whole idea behind it. So this D6 and knight F6 is designed to kind of induce this knight C3 move, which would mean that the pawn is blocked, right? How do you do this? Yeah. Anyway, and this is, for example, I mean, we don't need to get into it too much, but it will make a bit more sense now. Here, for example, white has C4, and if you do it this way, and of course also importantly, then this E5 move is not allowed. I'm sure it's some kind of a crazy gambit, but it's just not good. It doesn't look like it would work, but whatever. F3, so for example here after knight C3 you could play G6, and compared to the other one, now the knight is not so well placed. I mean, sorry, the knight C3 is blocking the pawn. Of course, I actually play Najdorf, but it's the same thing. So C4 is not allowed, and that's why G6 is not maybe the best move. Of course, it's still fine, but yeah. So E5. Now knight B3 is the main line. I actually don't know why knight B5 isn't good, but I think it's just kind of out of place. I think I can just play A6 and then just win another tempo directly. Knight B3. And now I played A5, and this is a funny move, and this actually prevents C4, and it's kind of hard to see without me showing you. So C4, you have knight takes E4. This takes, of course. G3, I have this one. Knight, king E2, I have that one. So the only move is king D2, and now A4 just traps the knight. So this is a really funny opening variation. It's one of the traps that I keep on hoping that will come. It happened to me once, but it was a blitz game against somebody lower rated, so it doesn't really count. So he didn't do this. I was asking him if he knows this, but I actually didn't really see whether or not he knew what I was talking about. So bishop b5 check. Now I played knight bd7. It's not the most common move, but it's still fine. So, but for example, if now we start making normal moves, well, yeah, I guess my bishop is now blocked in, so it's not quite as simple, but I'm not 100% sure about this, but let's say something like this. And here I kind of gained the whole tempo on another line. Again, it's not 100% clear how to count these tempi, but let's just try anyway. A6, bishop e3, e5, go back, bishop here, queen there, bishop here, castle, castle, well, f3 at some point. And now, well, I actually don't know the exact position. Maybe bishop e6 was a bit bad or something, but yeah, it's something like this. But here you see like black took 2 moves to play this, and in our case it's 1 move. Anyway, he didn't do that. Knight bd7. He played a4, maybe. But the whole point is then basically also after a5. After a5, the only way you can push through c4 is by blocking it eventually with a4. And now this, if you imagine whichever move here, doesn't matter. Now this is really full of holes now, so this line looks okay for black. Anyway, maybe the 7 a4. Sorry, no, just a sec. a4, bishop e7, knight c3, short castle. Yeah, I mean, the only question is, can I get this knight to a good square? And I think the answer is yes. So castles, bishop e3, knight b6. So maybe looking for this square, or maybe, you know, supporting the d5 move, this d5 move maybe. Queen d2. Yeah, maybe here I could have played d5, right? No, I can never play d5 because he has bishop b6, bishop a6, and now he played this move, which is a bit funky, right? So now I played this move, but the computer suggested this one. So if I played this, now basically I was afraid of the following variation, but I'm not sure. Why isn't this good for him? Queen c8 and just play for compensation. Just play for this compensation, but it's not so clear what my compensation is, other than the fact that these 2 pieces are a bit awkward here. If I just come back, queen c4. Okay, yeah, that's weird. I mean, I wouldn't play like this. Queen f2, knight fd7. Yeah, let's turn off the engine. Knight d2. Yeah, it was all a bit awkward here in this whole. Wait, knight d2. Knight d2. It's some kind of a weird maneuvering game, so I can't come here and tell you exactly why and why not, or whatever. Rook c8, short castle, sorry, castle short. And now the computer suggested f5, but I just thought, yeah, this is my chance to exchange these bishops. So rook fd1. I just decided to exchange. And basically hope that this pawn isn't weak. And if it's not weak, then my bishop should be better than his. And because my bishop is complemented by my pawns and his is not, so. On the other hand, it's not like his bishop is somehow locked in or anything. So it is quite active, but it's just active in the wrong way. Queen e7, rook ac1, rook fd8, and now he went for this weird line. I can show you what he went for. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen a7, now b6, and now you would think that it's almost locked in. But I was just a bit stupid here, so here, knight b5, I should have just let this go and played d5, but I didn't do this. I was just totally blinded by the fact that his queen is locked in, but of course he's not locked in because it's attacking d7, d6. And my knight is pinned at the moment, so it's this weird configuration. So what's going on here? Queen c7. Oh yeah, and before I forget, the computer thinks that knight f1 with the same idea, so attacking d6 and profiting from this pin. And this is actually quite good for him, but yeah, I'm not sure. But here, apparently, one thing that I could have done is go for some crazy line here with this. Now the queen goes away, and you need to do something about this kingside attack. So rook f1, rook f8, no, sacrificing another pawn, but now getting one of them back, and now I have a little bit of an attack here. This is not winning, but it's apparently more than enough for one pawn, so it's an interesting line. It's not something that I would honestly think of, but just as a possibility, it's nice to look at them. But so I didn't do this. I just played the logical d5. It was the move that I was preparing for the whole game, so why not play it at some point? d5, knight d6, looking active. But now I played queen g5, so basically it means that this knight now can move because it's no longer pinned. And now he played a blunder, e takes d5. I mean, you can try to think of what you can do here. It's not some magic variation, it's just bishop h3. And now I'm totally winning. Bishop h3. After about 20 minutes of thinking, he played king f2. Queen g2 check. So just in case you're wondering, so this doesn't work because I have this. Only move king h1. This only move is rook here, and now I'm at least a piece up, and probably more than that. Probably I will get an attack eventually as well. King f2, queen g2 check, king a3, and now this is where I think started to fall apart for me. So the best move here in this position is f5. It's not quite obvious why, but so if he does absolutely nothing here, well, yeah, I mean, one thing I saw is something like this, check, check, and queen f2, attempting this check, and his king doesn't have a good square to go to. So this would have been relatively easily winning. Now king e3, I took this pawn, which I thought, come on, I have this square now, so take a pawn and do that. Must be good. But the computer thinks it's not as strong as the others. Now check. And here I went out into the yard and I said like, are you really gonna give this perpetual? This is ridiculous, you are winning. But then I was going back, I looked at the position, I thought like, oh my god, he has these attacks here in some weird way, and I have, the rooks are a bit, you know, out of play and everything. So now, just for completeness, so actually I did give this perpetual. It's sad but true. I gave this perpetual now. Let's look at some other ways I could have done it. So, so apparently, so queen f4, queen e2, king e2 now. Knight c5 is good here because I'm protecting f7. And knight c5, one of these lines, I'm not 100% sure what that knight is doing, what this rook is doing there, but he didn't really have any good attacking moves. And now it's some weird line like, okay, I'm just gonna start taking pawns here, dude, and see what you're up to. Let's say he's trying to protect stuff, and now some line like this. And then just keep on taking pawns, but of course now I also have a rook in the attack, so yeah. But I mean, honestly, so I was really pissed off with myself because I actually knew for a fact that I'm gonna take the draw even before I took it, and then I was sitting there for 20 minutes and I just couldn't see this f5 move really. Although that was too late already for that, but this knight c5, yeah, it's an interesting move, and I always thought maybe here there is something, but here it's very dangerous because my knight is pinned against this mate threat, right, and it's not so clear. Anyway, so another draw. It's a weird draw. I was totally ashamed, like just for so this is like -5 or something, and I took a draw here, so that's pretty bad. On the other hand, so my opponent said like, look, if you don't see f5, then I can see why you took the draw, and he was totally nice about it. Anyway, so that was my round 7 game, and I hope you enjoyed it. Another draw, so this was the 4th draw in a row for me. So 2 out of 3, and then 2 out of 4 for 4 out of 7, which is still +1. So see you around for the next video.